Hi, I'm Jana, and this is a Real Mom car tour of the 2025 Toyota Sienna Platinum all-wheel drive. It's a hybrid, it's packed with features, and I did not expect it to impress me this much. If you have 2 or more kids, or you just run a lot of carpool like I do, you may be sleeping on this Sienna. So in this quick tour, I'm going to show you what I liked and what you need to know. So buckle up and let's do it.
If you're new here, I'm glad you found me. Hi, I'm Jana, and I give Real Mom car tours. I am a boy mom, auto enthusiast, and I'm an Aquarius, which means my life and sometimes these tours are a little bit chaotic, but they are fun. So buckle up and let's get back to it.
Okay, let's be honest. Minivans don't always get a lot of love in the looks department, but I think this one looks pretty good. There's no getting around the fact it's a minivan. It doesn't look like an SUV. It doesn't look like a crossover. It is what it is. This green paint is not one I would pick, but I've gotten a lot of people who've commented that they really like the green. So let me know what you think in the comments about the green paint color. And let me get this up on the table. It's dirty. I know it's dirty. We just had 4 inches of snow in North Carolina, Raleigh, which is something that never happens. And so the day this was delivered, I was using the all-wheel drive on the snow and ice, and then I have not had time to wash it. You know why? Because I'm a soccer mom who also does YouTube videos. So let's start in the front, because that's what I normally do. And even though this is a minivan, this is where I normally talk about what's under the hood and the horsepower and the torque and all of that. But let's be serious. This is a minivan. Nobody wants to talk horsepower. It is capable. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. The most important thing you need to know about this vehicle is that it's a hybrid. All Siennas are hybrids. And that means you're going to get incredible MPG. The all-wheel drive version has 3 electric motors. There's 1 in the back to help you with your all-wheel drive system. Because it's a hybrid, that means your MPG is fantastic. Toyota says this averages 36 MPG on average, and that is highway and around town. I've been driving this 4 days and I've averaged 32. That says a lot about my driving. I am a more aggressive driver. It is what it is. I'm so happy with 32. I think that's fantastic. This is an 18-gallon gas tank, which is a lot less trips to the gas station. And let's be serious, nobody loves to go by the gas station once a week. I hate it. This should get you almost 600 miles of range on a full tank, and I think that is fantastic. The Platinum trim level has 18-inch wheels, and these are two-toned. I'll bring you in so you can see those a little closer. And that's because this is the all-wheel drive. I think for balance and comfort, Toyota put 18s on the all-wheel drive. If you have a front-wheel drive Sienna, you will get 20-inch wheels. And I always love a bigger wheel, but these don't bother me, and I like the design on these. Can you see the two-tone right there? I think it looks pretty good. There are rain-sensing variable windshield wipers, which have gotten a workout because we've gotten a lot of rain and snow since I've had this thing. And these side view mirrors do it all. They are heated, power adjusting. They have your blind spot monitor and your turn signal. They tilt and reverse, have memory settings, and they even shine puddle lights so that it's safer and brighter getting into your Sienna at night. You do have roof rails up top in case you don't have enough storage inside, but when I take you in there, you're going to see you have a ton of storage. I love and appreciate that this is privacy glass on the rear windows, which means your kids can nap in peace and you can sit back there and gossip with their friends while your kids are on the field. I may have done that. And you won't bake like a rotisserie chicken in the sun. So well done, Toyota. I'm loving that. This is one of my all-time favorite family-friendly features. That's a lot of F's. I have my purse on me because the fob's in there. So I have a friend who has the brand new 25 Sienna. It's in this color. It's this exact car. She didn't know this. So hands are full, you're trying to load in a car or whatever. If you swipe your foot and step away, oh, that's lovely. All right, YouTube, I think the universe wants me to drink some water. And I should really store this in the little cooler box that's inside of here. Let's do this one more time for the cheap seats. I'm pretty sure if you're a family person and you're watching this, you can see why this is a great practical use. You even have a little indicator. Do you see that right there? To show you where to swipe your foot so that you're not jumping around looking like a fool. So not only do you kick it to open, you can also kick it to close. And that's why people drive minivans. Okay, come with me. Let's go to the back so I can show you the power lift gate. This is a power lift gate with jam protection. So we're gonna toss my purse back here with all this other junk. And I want to show you this part, jam protection. What is that? Well, I think it's pretty clear. It's so that you don't chop off fingers or arms or get your kids' little fingers or arms stuck in here. And if you don't think the kids don't stand in the way when you're trying to close the lift gate and get going, then you don't have kids, because they sure do. So we're gonna test this together. I'm gonna do this. I'm a little nervous, gotta be honest. Got to be honest, I'm not going, oh, fuck. I don't know how long I was supposed to give that. We're gonna do it again with a purse. Is there anything that can get crushed in the purse? I hope not. I'll try one more time. I'm gonna trust the process. Maybe I just didn't give it long enough. I'm gonna freak out if it crushes my purse. Okay, all right, it popped back up. It did, it squeezed her. It squeezed her pretty tight before it let her go. All right, well, I did not expect that. I did not expect that. We're just gonna take a pause here. No one was injured in this demo. While we're back here, I do want to show you the tremendous amount of storage with the third row up. And it's a lot. We have 2 soccer bags, 3 camping chairs, a chug jug, because my youngest insists on taking the chug jug to practice every time he goes. And you can probably tell, if you've ever played Jenga, you can get a heck of a lot more giant suitcases, coolers. All the stuff you need will fit back here. I'm gonna bring you in just so you can see there is a giant sunken floor. So just in case you don't believe in my spatial abilities, we have 1, 2, and this is a 3rd down here. Oh, they're heavy as heck too. I'm gonna pull all this stuff out and show you how easy it is to stow the 3rd row and what the cargo looks like when you do that. So just take another look at how deep this is. I'm actually gonna get in there because I almost got my arm chopped off, so why wouldn't I just sit in this thing at this juncture? Oh, it's freaking huge. You could hide from your kids back here, but I have a better place for you to hide from them, and that's in the 2nd row. So let's show you, your 3rd row is on a 60-40 split. And Toyota calls these one motion stow seating. So I'm gonna go 1. Oh my gosh, that was easy. Full transparency, I haven't done this yet, so we're doing it together. And sometimes when I don't do stuff in advance, it's a complete nightmare. And that is how much cargo room you have with the 3rd row stowed. These seats are on rails and they are super slides, so they can go way up or way back, depending on who needs more room. While we're back here, I want to show you that we do have a traditional household plug. And this is just pretty phenomenal. That was easy. Let's see if they come up just as easily. Pull up. Pretty darn easy. Want to recline, my folks? I don't think they need to recline that much. That is really great. And in case you can't tell, I'm not using a ton of exertion. I do work out though. But if you don't go to burn boot camp like I do, you can still do it. So while I'm stuffing this in here, I do want to tell you some of the funny things my husband said the first time he got in here. And he's not a car guy. If you've watched any of my videos, you may know that. And the kids were like, "You're getting a minivan?" I was like, "Yes, my first minivan. I think it'll be cool." So we got in and we went to soccer, of course. That's all we ever do. And he was like, "Wow, what is this again?" I said, "It's a Toyota." He's like, "I've got a ton of legroom." He's a big guy. He's 6'4". And you'll see when we get in the front, tons of legroom. I want to show you what makes the magic happen in the Sienna, and it's absolutely right here. This 2nd row has it all, and it starts with these seats. It has a super long slide, and I'm going to show you that with this. So you can go way up if you need to give extra room to those people back there, or way back in case you just need a freakishly amount of leg room. Obviously, this doesn't leave any leg room in the 3rd row, but you've got options. Let's put it in the middle so we can continue our tour. One of the things I think is really fun, Toyota calls this an ottoman. I call this a footrest. Actually, I have really long legs. Let's go back. I call this a footrest. This piece comes up all the way up and extends out. I told you I had long legs. And in addition to that, it reclines. So here we are waiting for the kids to do another sport. I want to read a book. I want to chill. I want to gossip with my friends. I can do it back here. My kids thought this was the coolest feature. These seats are also heated, as if they couldn't get any better. I do want you to know your little bougie kids are going to be riding on Napa trim leather seats. This two-tone is new this year. And in the Platinum, you could get this color combination, which I'll tell you what that is in a second, or all black. Toyota has upped the game. There's a couple of ways to get these doors to open. Touch the black button on the handle, swipe your foot if you have the key fob on you, and there's a button on the key fob that if you press, the doors will open. There's another button, which I'll show you when we get to the front, that if you're in the driver's seat or the passenger seat up front, hit the button and the doors will open that way. Your kids need to know, for them to close the door, there's a button here on the side, or if they start to pull that handle, it'll take off. Two features that put this thing over the top. Number one, a cool box where you can fit a ton of water, cheese sticks, yogurt, snacks, or mommy milk, whatever you need to keep cool, and a vacuum cleaner to suck up all the crumbs. And when you first get your Sienna, it's going to come in a bag like this under your armrest in the front. And it's really easy to use, just like a central vac. So we are going to do it together. I am the first person in all of North Carolina to drive this press car because I've enjoyed it so much. I've enjoyed it so much that I'm going to do the right thing and get some of this Bermuda grass out of the way. We have this. This is going to pop right into here. The car does have to be powered on, and you power your vacuum with this button to turn on your vacuum cleaner. Let's see how much this baby picks up. I don't know if I have the right attachment. This attachment is really good for your all-weather mats because the brush kind of lifts up the stuff. I can't wait for somebody to tell me that I'm vacuuming incorrectly. You can even, there's so much. Check that out. It's not like a little piddly wimpy vacuum cleaner either. You know, this is really cathartic. I could do this all day. Just in case you also love a little, what is it called, ASMR? I also love the fact that you can use this here because we all know this area is a crumb magnet. Before you ask where all the stuff goes, I'm going to show you. This bin here slides out, and that is where you dump all the mess that you have collected. But we're not dumping it today because, as I mentioned, I'm the first one to drive it. So we've got a long way to go before that thing's full. When you're finished with your vacuum cleaner, I'm just going to take the attachment part off, pop it back into this bag, wind it up, and then restore it underneath the armrest. So what do you think so far? Is this enough to sway you to the Sienna? The competition out there really, I'm struggling. The competition out there, obviously I don't do a lot of vacuum hose twirling. Sorry to the next journalist or content creator that gets the Sienna because this hose is going to be jacked up. This keeps things neat and it slides right down into your armrest. I want to give you a close-up look of your cool box. I think you can fit 6 water bottles. I want to give you a closer look at your cool box. You can fit probably 6 water bottles down in there. While I've got you in the second row, you have 2 USB-Cs. That is your cool box controls. And you have another traditional household plug for your second row. Your backseat passengers control their climate from here, but you can lock them out if you don't want them to use it. And this is how they control their heated seats. You have tons of light with reading lights up top and vents up top. And if you notice this, you have 2 reading lights for the second row. I showed you that privacy glass. You can go a step further because there are built-in sunshades. Because the second row is comfortable, I want to talk to you about a couple things. While I'm back here. For your car seat setup, you have 4 sets of latches and tethers. Both outboard second row seats if you were to have a bench, otherwise both captains, and both outboard seats in the third row. Which means getting car seats in and out of here and configuring them is a lot easier the way these seats slide. Less cursing, less sweating. I call that a win. I told you I was going to get the name of this leather, and this light color is called macadamia. It's paired with the black leather and it has pretty macadamia colored stitching. And this carries through in the driver's seat, and those are heated, ventilated, and power adjusting. These are heated, and there's no heating in the third row. But we're about to go look at the third row in more depth so you can see where those latches and tethers are, cup holder situation, and charging situation. So let's do it. To get out, your kids can touch this button or start to pull on that handle and it'll go the rest of the way. Let's talk getting into the third row. I've had my kids just walk through the middle since it's so wide, but if you wanted to, you could just slide these because like I was showing you, they go so far up and leave plenty of clearance in the third row. And as you can see, sliding them means you still don't have to uninstall a car seat, which we all love and appreciate. I'm going to go straight through the middle like I was telling you I would and do a little back seat talking. This is what the third row looks like. You have your 2 sets of lower latches. This is a 3-person third row. Now, most people's butts aren't that narrow, but in the event of emergency and you have to pick up 1 extra person or kid, you have the ability to do that. And the middle seat passenger, just so you know, this is your safety belt for that middle seat. If you remember from just a second ago, these do recline and you have to do that from that string in the back. And I'm gonna bring you in so you can see your cup holders and these sunshades. We have 2 cup holders on both sides and these cute sunshades, which I like. The vents up top. And your charging ports for the third row are on the passenger side, and you have 2 USB-Cs. Your lower latches there, I just want to show you up close. And a couple of cute things that you may not have seen yet. This, my son has been using this as a cup holder, but he also has access to these cup holders on the back of the console and a cup holder in each door. Now we are going to dive into the mobile command center of every mom car. What happens in the driver's seat? So in this portion of the video, I'm going to show you where your controls are, how to use your screen, your head-up display, your driver assistance features. We have a pass-through, we have a lot to cover. So if you need a bathroom break, now's the right time. Check out all the storage and cup holders in this driver door. I was driving with my phone here. I didn't even use these cup holders because I have so many over here and another storage area. If I didn't mention it, these seats also have 2 memory settings, and we're gonna start her up. It's so quiet to start up a hybrid, you can't really tell it's on, except that the gauge cluster turns on. In front of the driver, you have this 10-inch fully digital driver display for your gauge cluster. It's gonna be really hard to see, but you do have a really big color head-up display. And I'll try to give you a better shot of that at some point. But there you go. This is a 12.3-inch color touchscreen. This has wireless connectivity, so you don't need a cord to get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I like the Toyota multimedia system because you don't need to be a rocket scientist to use it. There's your nav. This is all your audio settings where you toggle through. This is how you connect a phone. And then these are your settings. So you have your climate that you can control the front and the rear. You have your trip information. Let's look at the history. 31 mpg, so I said 32. This car only has 549 miles on it. And then if you have any vehicle alerts, they'll show up here. Your settings are located here. Connecting devices. General settings like date and time. The beep if you don't want it so aggressively loud. Any notifications. This does come with a free trial of a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is 5G, but you will have to pay for that after the trial ends. Here's your display. You can toggle how bright it is, and your camera screen, you can change the color. You can configure your lights, how long they stay on, 30 seconds, 15. Your door control, if it auto locks, auto unlocks. I'm gonna change this because this drives my family crazy. I want all the doors to unlock when I unlock the driver door. Boarding and exit. Seat slide, full, partial, or off. And the steering column, if you want it to tilt, telescope, both, or off. And that's just helping you gain access in and out of the Sienna. All right, I promised you this. Hey Toyota, I'm hot.
Setting the driver's temperature to 67 degrees.
Okay, I love that. And she has other tricks. Hey Toyota, I need directions to Target.
I found 15 results. The first is Target at Grove Barton Road.
You get the point, and you don't have to just access it from that screen I was just on. You can access the hey blank from anywhere. You can also control your climate here because it is pulled out. This is how you sync. This is how you adjust the rear climate. You control your modes. Here, recirculate, the heated and ventilated driver's seat. All the rest are pretty self-explanatory. You do have a wireless charging pad right here, and notice that you have this great big area for storage. So the phone won't slide because you have these little brackets, and it works really well. They also give you a USB in case you want to charge or plug in with that. And there's a place for your passenger to put their phone. And this is where the fun doesn't stop. You can set a phone up vertically here. You have 2 cup holders. You can set a storage. You can put another phone here. Flip this back. You have 2 additional cup holders. I gave you a quick look at this, but I'll give you one more. This is what's under your armrest. This doesn't have to stay there all the time. You have 2 USB-Cs and those 2 extra cup holders behind me. I promised you a closer look on opening the doors. Hold this, it'll open your lift gate. That is for your sunroof and your side doors so they can tuck and roll. You also have this, which is the old school version of some people now have a fan cam. I don't necessarily use that, but it does give you a closer look into the back. There's a camera in your rear view mirror. And these are your garage control settings. On your steering wheel, you have your driver assistance features, your lane departure assistance. This toggles what mode you want to adjust, whether it's, audio, AM, FM, as if anybody listens to that, or satellite. If your phone is connected, this button will help you make calls. If you don't want to say, hey blank, you can push this and get the same assistance. You have a leather wrapped steering wheel that is heated. You control that with this button. And I love the perforation and I really love the heating. So this part is what gets warm. This part and this part does not. It's this side piece and so I hold it like that because it's been really cold. This is how you look at your cameras with this button. And I'm gonna bring you over. This has a 360 camera surround view. So this is what's all the way around. You can see my tripod there, it was kind of going fast. And that is a bird's eye view. So you're seeing a satellite generated image from the top of the Sienna. That gives me multiple other views. I find this really helpful and really great for safety to see what's around you and where you're parked. One of my favorite Toyota features is this see-through view. When you put the car in reverse, I want you to watch this van. This is taking an image and is showing you what is under your Sienna. Imagine, if you will, your kids leave a bike, a baseball bat, a soccer ball, or whatever. This helps you see what's under your car before you get in motion and while you're in motion, which I think is pretty awesome. My back doors are still open, so I'm going to close those. I will show you that you do have a small roof here with a shade. The one thing I haven't shown you, which I'm absolutely in love with, is this pass-through. So we'll take my notes and my purse and drop them down here with my reading glasses. I've got a lot of stuff. There's a 12-volt plug under here, But I love the fact that this catches a lot of your junk, bags, valuables, iPads, whatever the thing is, and it also keeps it out of sight. And if you're gonna be driving your family around, you're gonna wanna talk safety. So let's do that right now. There's so much in this suite of safety features that I'm gonna read so that I don't get it wrong, because this is important. You've got Toyota Safety Sense 2.5, which includes adaptive cruise control, lane departure, and pre-collision braking. Plus, with all the cameras and sensors like I showed you, you're covered from every angle, even in reverse, which I gotta add that in. One thing that's a game changer is the advanced rear seat reminder system. So it doesn't just ding if you open the doors. It actually uses an in-cabin radar, which is located where those seat controls were for the second row passengers, and it'll scan for anything left behind, like a kid or a pet. If something or if someone is left in the vehicle, the van will alert you with both sounds and visuals. It will honk at you, and then it will honk at you more aggressively. It will try to get in touch with you through the app, I believe. And last but not least, it will call the assistants, which is a technology that will save lives. So what do you think of the 2025 Sienna Platinum Hybrid all-wheel drive? The MSRP is $59,000. And this is a 7-passenger, but you can get a bench seat in the second row, bringing it up to 8-passenger. So is this enough to convince you out of your SUV and into a minivan? Let me know in the comments. And if you can handle this brand of chaos, you can find me all over social media. I'm on TikTok and Instagram and at realmomcartours.com. So it's time for me to go to carpool. Thanks for watching.